right, so what we're going to be talking about today is how to make sure and ensure that you're going to get your products sold before the big holiday rush. Now, of course, you're going to continue selling as the holidays flow through, but I really want to tackle and talk about how to make sure or ensure that you're going to be getting good sales before the holiday rush. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in. I am Andrea Thomas, and what I do is I help you get more sales for your boutique if you are a maker, a wholesaler, private labeler, selling physical products online. And so I do that because I know your products change lives, and when they're sitting on the shelves and they're not moving, they're not doing that. So this is going to be a great way for you to make sure you get some solid sales before the rush, all right? So with that, let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so whenever we are talking about the holiday rush, there are several things that come to mind. Now, the second half of the year is like the mecca or the best time of the year to sell your products. Actually, it's really any day, but we say that because our customers have in mind that, hey, there's certain holidays that we are required to purchase purchase gifts for our family, our friends, and so on and so forth, okay? So we want to be able to capitalize on that by positioning our products in front of them, okay? We want to make sure that we are making sure that they can see our products, know that it exists, and they want to purchase it again and again and again. Now, I'm going to pause here and say, if you're having some issues with your sales or you want to create more sales, definitely make sure that you go to take my quiz, which is mypathtoprofit.com. It's going to give you resources specifically for your business, and depending on what tier of business you're in, whether you're just starting or whether you're like, 50K or more. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and continue. Now, since we already know that these customers are ready to spend, we want to make sure that we have our products stocked and ready, okay? Now, but before that, we also want to make sure that we are maximizing where our products are being sold. And so one of the key ways to make sure you get sales before the holiday seasons is to get your products into other boutiques. Hence, why this is for those who have inventory and wholesaling and private labeling, so on and so forth, because we're going to create bulk sale opportunities, all right? So the first things first is making sure you understand your pricing. Even if you are a wholesaler, even if you are a private labeler, even if you make your own products, if your products are not priced accordingly, if you do bulk orders, you will actually be losing money and getting frustrated and feel yourself in a vicious cycle, okay? So pricing strategy is key. Now, what is that pricing strategy? If it costs you $10 to make a product and you are selling it for $20, okay? If you're selling it retail for $20, bulk purchasing may not be the best fit for you. Here's why. Usually when you reach out to a boutique, you reach out to their online store, brick and mortar or not, they're going to want to get 50% off of your retail price so that they have room to, I hear a child, so they have room to get their profit. Remember, shipping's getting taken out. And if it's brick and mortar, they're going to have their own overhead being taken out. And so we want to make sure that they have enough profit to make it worthwhile. Please don't do that. Thank you. Children, making sure that it's worth their while to get your products in their store, and they're going to make a profit off of it, okay? So I highly suggest that if you are going to do wholesale or bulk products, you are make sure that your product has a 4X factor, okay? So if it costs you $10 to make it, it's going to be $40 retail, therefore $20 wholesale, all right? Now, some boutiques will make less, some will take less of a profit, and it depends on how you position your products and the nature of the business. If it's consignment, if it's there's wiggle room is what I'm saying. So these are general guidelines, and but I want to make sure that you are aware that typically it's about 50% off of a retail price, okay? Now, once you know that your pricing is set up to where you can do bulk pricing, you want to go ahead and do number 2. Now, before I move on to number 2, pricing. The reason why we want to make sure that you also get if your product is $10, you wholesale it for $20 because you're going to get 100% profit no matter what, okay? Hi, do you want to say hi? Okay, come say hi. Say hi. All right. Can I have a moment, please? Thank you.
I want to have.
Thank you. All right. You feeling better? Okay, thank you. Okay, so because ultimately we want to make sure that we keep our business running. Okay, so when you are selling your product retail for 20 and wholesale is for 10, and you end up, you're selling it for 20, but it costs you $10 to make it. Wholesale is going to cut into your margins as well, not just the boutique. So this is why it's so key, okay? Number 2, please get down. That's not going to help me out, okay?
Oh no, I can't breathe.
Little, see, this is not mom life. They don't want to show you behind the scenes, okay? When you get down, you can have it. No, when you get down, you can have it. Thank you. All right, can you be quiet with it? Okay, come on over. Okay, so now we got that out the way. All right, so now number 2. I forgot where I was in my sentence, so hopefully if you have questions, you'll circle back. I'll answer your questions and we'll move on from there, okay? But I want to make sure that I'm cognizant of your time. Once you know that you're going to get good profit, once you know that you're going to be able to maintain the business and actually grow, because remember, you make the most money when you sell it on your own website or you sell it at your own events, okay? Because your overhead is predictable, and remember, if you're pricing correctly, $10 to $40, you have $30 of play, because $10 of course has to go back to buying the product again. All right, and if you're following profit first, you're going to divide that money up accordingly, take a piece for you for the expenses, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so you make the most when people come directly to you to make that purchase, but wholesale gives you the opportunity to sell a lot at one time. So at the very end, we're going to go through an actual scenario to show you how quickly these things can add up. All right. Now, on to number 2. Number 2 is once you know your pricing's good, you know that you're good to go. You know that you have to understand where your customers are shopping. Okay. So this is so key to make sure that you understand who your actual customers are, whether you are selling foot cream or whether you are selling purses. We are not selling it to everyone who has feet, and we're not selling it to every female or male out there, okay? So we want to know who exactly is the best fit for my products. Once you know that, and it's not everyone, the answer is not everyone, but once you know that, you're able to understand what magazines they're reading, what stores they're shopping in, what shows they're watching, things of that nature, okay? So when you know this, you'll know when you make your list of 100 boutiques, that is number 2, making your list, you will understand whether it's a good fit or not, okay? Because you don't want to waste the boutique's time, and you don't want to waste your time and your energy and your emotions if you were to get a no because it's not a good fit. So research and create a list of 100 boutiques that you want to reach out to, okay? Now, here's the fun part. Why are we making 100? Why not 20? Why not 15? Why not 10? Because it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. If you have, whenever you go shop online, you may have a junk email, okay, where you send all the emails. Whenever you go check out, you use that email address. And every now and then you may check that email and it's filled up with so many emails, okay? Or you may have another email account that you look at more frequently that has a bunch of emails in it as well. Well, can you imagine you sending that one email and how it can get lost in all of those emails that are currently in their inbox, especially if they don't clean it out, okay? So what we're going to do is give ourselves a higher probability of an opening rate, okay? So we want to make sure, okay, now I know I have 100, but what's the probability that someone is actually going to open this up? Well, if I only have 10 and 2 people get back to me, then it's not really going to work in my favor. If I have 100 and 20 get back to me, now we're in business, okay? And it doesn't mean that, if someone doesn't respond, they're not interested. It could mean the emails are lost. It could mean they read it but didn't circle back yet. It could mean whatever. So instead of getting attached to those small number of boutiques, we're going to throw our net out to a larger amount of boutiques that align with our customers' audience and begin to pitch. But before we do that, you need to have this one thing in place. and that is a catalog or a lookbook, okay? Now, a catalog and a lookbook is something that is kind of speaks for itself. It's going to outline your product selection. It's going to outline why it's a great fit for their boutique, why they should carry it, your price list, etc., etc., etc. This is key because it also sets the bar, okay? It sets the bar of your terms and conditions, your pricing. It also lets them know, depending on how you position it, it lets them know like what's your best sellers and what's not. Okay, so inside of this catalog is what you're going to be positioning yourself as the go-to solution for this scenario amongst your customers. Okay, and so you now have almost all the pieces of the puzzle to begin pitching. All right, now you can pitch through actually walking into a store and talking to the buyer, emailing, phone calls, whatever you decide, but you got to get the ball moving. Now here's why. It is officially August. It's officially August, and while the holidays may not begin to be back to back until October-ish, October, November, December, January, people have a buying season, okay? And that buying season tends to end around August and September-ish, because if it gets too close to the holidays and you call them up and you say, hey, I want you to purchase my product. It's going to be a great fit for your customers. I know my ideal customer is shopping there. Here's what they say about my product, blah, 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 blah. They're going to say, actually, I'm out of budget. I'm actually at max of my inventory that I can carry. Come back next year. Okay, and they're going to have that Charlie Brown moment of wah, 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 simply because you're out of their buying season. So if you want to create a big, get more sales, big sales before the holiday rush, now is the time to position yourself and your business as the go-to for this solution amongst your customers, okay? Begin to talk begin the conversation. Talk to the boutiques, get the information, send it to them, and begin that process, okay? They may request a sample, they may not. You may charge them for the sample, you may not. The list goes on and on. But make sure that it's outlined. So you have some prep work to do, and then you have some do work to do, okay? All right, so now let's go through just a quick scenario of what this will look like, okay? Because remember I said you want to get these sales before the holiday rush, but I should have put big sales before the holiday rush, because imagine if you had a goal to do $25,000 in sales, okay? And let's say your average website order is $50, okay? $25, let's make it easy, $25, okay? You have a $25,000 goal that you want to create and a $25 average cart value. That means someone comes to your website and they order about $25 worth of product on average, and then they leave, okay? It would take you 1,000 orders to hit that $25,000 mark. Now, for some boutiques, that may not be a hard thing to do. You can probably knock that out in a month's time. For others, that may take you a longer time to do so. And so if you want to hit that goal by year end, you would have to have started back in April, back in May, whatever the case may be, to get that 1,000 units, okay? Now, when you introduce wholesale, there's a key component called minimum order, because you don't want everyone to get these highly discounted prices. You want them to be legitimate stores. So you have, let's say you have a minimum order of $250. $250 would only require you to have 100 boutiques to carry your line, okay? So now, instead of we're focusing on 1,000 orders, you can now focus on 100 orders, okay? If I did my math correctly, let me just double check. I'm looking at kids, looking at you all. Let me just double check. Yes, I'm good, okay. Okay, so with that, you can see that you can easily hit these numbers if you incorporate another way of selling your products, okay? This is what I talk to my clients about. It's not just about having the product. It's not just about having a great branding. It's about being strategic on how you're going to move this product in your business, okay, to create those sales, hit those benchmarks, and actually exceed your sales goals, okay? So if you implement this, 100 orders later, you would have hit your $25,000 goal, okay? So that means we're going to begin that process and start chiseling away at that number. Now, of course, unless you're set up to be wholesale only, you probably have, hey, Brax, can you just a little bit quieter, please? Thank you. Okay, so if you have, if your business is set up as only wholesale, then you're only going to be pitching to boutiques. But many of us have a hybrid approach where we have wholesale, website, Amazon, eBay, social media, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're stacking up different ways to sell our products, okay? And so if you created an extra 50 boutique orders and you created an extra 500 or 100 or whatever number of website orders and so on and so forth, you would eventually hit that 25,000 mark in no time, actually in shorter time. But here's the key component. Do you have enough inventory to support this? Okay? Do you have enough inventory to support this? So what we don't want to create is where we have enough inventory to support a $25,000 order and we're sending it all to wholesale, because remember, we're all about being strategic, and we know the most profit is when we sell on our website, okay? And the most profit is when we sell directly to our customer, B2C. So you have to make some decisions, and you have to begin to forecast, how quickly can I move this product and how quickly can I replenish this product, okay? So it's good to be sold out for some time, but it's not good to be sold out for extended long periods of time. So we want to balance that out so that you're able to get the best of both worlds, okay? I hope this is helping you, because you can tell I'm really excited about this. So with that, I've given you a breakdown of how to create that $25,000 sales goal, okay? Even before you get to the holiday season. I've also broken down how you can create that $25,000 goal throughout the holiday season, and we want to make sure that you have those things in place. Now, if you haven't already done so, take a moment and go to mypathtoprofit.com and take the quiz. It's going to give you a resource that's specific to where you are in business, okay? So if you are a maker and you're doing less than X amount of year, you're gonna get a resource that's gonna help take you to the next level, okay? And of course, if you're above and beyond, you're gonna get a resource as well to help you out with that, okay? So I hope this has been helpful for you. I have, of course, there are ways to work with me if you're like, hey, Andrea, it's time. I have some aggressive goals that I want to reach out to. I want to exceed my goals before year end. You are welcome to reach out to me. You can go to bit.ly/workwithandrea, and Andrea is all caps. I have a couple of ways that you're able to connect with me there. All right. So with that, I hope this has been helpful for you. And if you have questions, feel free to drop them, and I will definitely circle back and answer those. Take a moment and go to the quiz. Get some great resources that's going to help you along the way, all right? Let me just check and see if there's any questions or comments that I have now. If not, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, guys. I really enjoyed myself. I hope this has been beneficial for you, and you now see your business as a brand, okay? You know what, you love kids, as a brand. So this is what I'm really all about, making sure people begin to zoom out of just seeing it as selling my products to actually building a brand. So when you have all these different components in there, and you do it strategically, you're able to get the profit that you want, able to change lives through your products, and you are able to, reach the masses. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Again, I'm Andrea Thomas, and I enjoyed my time. I hope you did too. Bye. You all want to say bye? No? Now you don't want to talk? See? Kids.